You've been using Anki for a while now, but can't seem to retain information fast. In the middle of the exam, you scratch your head. Haven't you memorized this definition before? In this video, we will take a look at 3 different types of questions you will likely encounter in your exam. The first one is definitions. The second are problem-solving questions. And the third are image occlusion questions. And the best part is that you only need 3 different types of Anki cards. Let's start by memorizing basic definitions. For this type of question, you should create a question and an answer, like this. As you can see, this type of card has the most basic structure possible. One question and one answer straight to the point. For this type of question, we will call them atomic cards, and they will be the bedrock of your Anki decks. The ability to memorize basic definitions will help you answer similar questions on your exams. We should build questions like this. What is this? Basic definitions. How does this relate to that? Give one reason only. Or some questions that have lists but can be easily answered by the use of mnemonics, for example. In your textbooks, highlight any definition that seems useful, so you can start to create atomic cards with these concepts. And I know this may sound tedious, but these questions will allow you to shed light on every question of your exam. Going back to our exam, let's answer these questions quickly. With atomic questions out of the way, let's take a look at questions that have context behind them. And for these questions, we'll need a new type of card called close card. These types of cards are characterized by a text where you can hide one or more words. These are way easier to make since you can just copy and paste parts of your textbooks. But you are probably wondering, how does these questions help me answer more complex questions? Since you already know the definitions, you can start to decompose the question. You know what X means, you know what Y means, you know the relationship between both, and since you are paying attention, you can now extract and manipulate a formula and get a solution. And I hope it's correct. Additionally, this can also help you answer problem-solving questions. After all, deconstructing a question in the context of the problem will make it easier to answer. For example, it's always a good idea to add cues and images to your cards, so you can check this video here. Think about it. The whole reason to answer this question is to get a deeper and deeper knowledge about a subject. With these context-driven questions, you apply your knowledge directly to a specific question that is not just used in exams, but also in real-life situations. And that's the whole goal of learning, getting fluent in your field of expertise. You can also create lists and hide some parts, or create multiple choice questions. These questions are useful to distinguish concepts that seem similar or confuse you. Finally, the last type of cards are image occlusion. These types of cards are basically images where you can add rectangles and hide some information. This type of card is extremely helpful. After all, visual information helps you to memorize information faster, and it often appears in exams asking you to identify a specific image or part of a graph. For example, you can hide the variable of an axis of a graph and then explain the relationship between both, or hide the information about a variable or the variable itself in a mathematical formula. So let's go back to our exam and analyze images and graphs. So in summary, I think Reddit agrees with me, in the sense that you should master these 3 types of questions and then, eventually, add more types of questions. But please, don't get overwhelmed by so many types of options, since the most important part of Anki is to create cards and answer them, and eventually use them every time that you can. In relationship to the quantity of cards that you should be making, let's concentrate on making 70% of your deck atomic cards, 20% close cards, And finally, 10% image occlusion cards. But you should think about the types of questions you like the most and then decide the proportions. I hope this video helps you to study with Anki and get better grades as a side effect. So see you in this one. Take care!